Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. The studio lights had always felt warm to Kelly Ripa, like a second sunrise she could count on every morning. For years, she'd walked onto the set with the same bright step, greeting the cameras as if they were old friends. Laughter had been her language, routine her comfort. But on this particular morning, something was different. The air seemed quieter, as though the room itself was holding its breath. Kelly adjusted the stack of cue cards in her hands. They trembled just slightly, barely noticeable, but enough. When the music faded and the cameras rolled, the audience waited for the familiar sparkle. Instead, Kelly paused. "I want to share something with you," she began, her voice steady but softer than usual. No one expected devastating news that day, least of all the fans watching from kitchens, buses, and break rooms across the country. The news wasn't flashy or scandalous. It wasn't the kind of headline that explodes and disappears. It was the kind that settles into your chest and stays there. Kelly spoke about loss, not of a person alone, but of certainty. A long-time family routine had changed suddenly. Someone she loved deeply was facing a challenge that couldn't be joked away, scheduled around, or solved on air. As she spoke, memories flickered behind her eyes. Early mornings when everything felt possible, late nights filled with laughter and stories that only families share. She remembered how easy it had been to believe that joy was permanent. The studio audience was silent. Even the cameras seemed gentler, lingering but respectful. Kelly's smile tried to return out of habit, but it wavered. For the first time in a long while, she didn't rush to fill the moment with humor. "I didn't want to pretend today," she said quietly, "because so many of you show up every day carrying things no one can see." Across the country, fans leaned closer to their screens. Some felt their eyes sting. Others nodded, recognizing that feeling, the one where life changes without asking permission. Kelly took a breath. She talked about how devastating news can arrive without warning, how it can make even the strongest people feel unsteady. She admitted that she had wanted to cancel, to hide, to protect the image people expected from her, but she didn't. "I'm here," she said, "because showing up matters, even when it's hard." That was the moment that caught fans off guard, not the sadness itself, but the courage in it. Kelly Ripa, the woman known for laughter, was allowing vulnerability to take center stage. Social media lit up within minutes. Messages poured in, words of comfort, gratitude, and shared stories. People thanked her for saying what they couldn't, for reminding them they weren't alone. Behind the scenes, a producer handed Kelly a tissue. She laughed softly at herself, brushing it off. "I'm okay," she said, and this time the smile reached her eyes, not because the pain was gone, but because it had been acknowledged. The rest of the show moved forward gently. There were lighter moments, careful jokes, a sense of togetherness that felt deeper than usual. It wasn't the episode fans expected, but it was one they would remember. After the camera stopped rolling, Kelly stayed behind for a moment, standing in the quiet studio. She looked around at the empty seats, the lights dimming. She felt tired, but lighter too. Saying the words had helped. Sharing the weight had made it bearable. That evening, as the sun dipped below the skyline, Kelly walked home thinking about the strange balance of life, how joy and sorrow often walk side by side. Devastating news could shake you, yes, but it could also remind you of what truly mattered: connection, honesty, and the simple act of showing up. And for her fans, that unexpected emotional moment became something more than news. It became permission to feel, to pause, and to keep going. Sometimes the strongest thing a smile can do is make room for truth.